Hello and welcome to Quiz Time. My name is Ellen and I will be your host today. Today we have 100 questions for the baby boomers. So let's begin and we hope you enjoy it. What major literary prize did William Faulkner win for his novel A Fable? A Pulitzer Prize, Booker Prize, or Nobel Prize in Literature? A Pulitzer Prize. Which city hosted the first official Formula One World Championship race? Monaco, Silverstone, or Indianapolis? Silverstone. What was the name of the first human-made object to enter space? Sputnik 1, Explorer 1, or the V2 rocket? The V2 rocket. True or false? Bugs Bunny made his debut in Rabbit of Seville. This is true. Who became the first female Prime Minister of Ceylon, now Sri Lanka, making her the world's first female head of government? Sirimavo Bandaranaike. Which popular Broadway musical opened, starring Ethel Merman and featuring songs like There's No Business Like Show Business, Oklahoma, Annie Get Your Gun, or The King and I? Annie Get Your Gun. Who was the first president of Indonesia, a leader during its struggle for independence? Sukarno, Suharto, or Sukarno Putri? Sukarno. Which car company introduced the first automatic transmission in its vehicles? Ford, General Motors, or Chrysler? Chrysler. Which country became a member of NATO, marking a significant step in post-war military alliances? Greece, Turkey, or West Germany? Turkey. What was the primary purpose of the European coal and steel community? No multiple choice here. To regulate war materials. What was the title of the classic Disney movie featuring the first ever on-screen kiss between animated characters? Cinderella. Which Hollywood actress won her first Academy Award for her role in A Streetcar Named Desire? Elizabeth Taylor, Vivien Leigh, or Grace Kelly? Vivien Leigh. Which popular American band leader was tragically killed in a plane crash? Benny Goodman, Artie Shaw, or Glenn Miller? Glenn Miller. Who became the first woman to break the 4-minute mile in swimming? Dawn Fraser, Fanny Blankers-Cohen, or Florence Chadwick? Florence Chadwick. Which country launched its first television broadcast station during the 50s? Japan, China, or Australia? Japan. Who was the first recipient of the Emmy Award for Best Actor? James Dean, Milton Berle, or Jack Benny? Milton Berle. Which fashion trend became popular among women, characterized by a fitted bodice and full skirt? The pencil skirt, the Dior New Look, or the mini skirt? The Dior New Look. Which influential magazine was first published by Helen Gurley Brown? Vogue, Harper's Bazaar, or Cosmopolitan? Cosmopolitan. What was the significance of the Battle of Inchon? A pivotal victory in the Korean War. And we are at question 20. What new playing technique was popularized in jazz music by Miles Davis? Modal jazz, swing, or bebop? Modal jazz. Who was the first person to win an Oscar, a Tony, and an Emmy within a year? Audrey Hepburn, Helen Hayes, or Rita Moreno? Helen Hayes. What major innovation did IBM introduce, marking a leap in computing technology? The magnetic tape drive. Which tennis star won the Wimbledon men's singles title for the first time during the 50s? Rod Laver, Ken Rosewall, or Dick Savitt? Dick Savitt. What became a popular household item after its introduction by Polaroid? Color TV, instant camera, or microwave oven? Instant camera. Who became known as the father of the hydrogen bomb? Albert Einstein, Enrico Fermi, or Edward Teller? Edward Teller. What significant economic organization was founded by oil-producing countries? OPEC. Which iconic structure was officially completed in the 1950s? The Empire State Building, the Shard, or the United Nations headquarters? The United Nations headquarters. What popular children's book series by C.S. Lewis was first published during the 50s? The Chronicles of Narnia, Harry Potter, or The Lord of the Rings? The Chronicles of Narnia. Which medical breakthrough was achieved with the development of a vaccine for a widespread disease? Polio, smallpox, or measles? Polio. What type of popular kitchen appliance did Tapan introduce, changing meal preparation? The microwave oven. What significant sporting event took place at Maracanã Stadium in Brazil? The Olympics opening ceremony, Copa America final, or the World Cup final? The World Cup final. Which American president established the Fair Deal program? Franklin D. Roosevelt, Harry S. Truman, or Dwight D. Eisenhower? Harry S. Truman. Who was the famous conductor and composer that led the New York Philharmonic? Leonard Bernstein, Igor Stravinsky, or Aaron Copland? Leonard Bernstein. What was the name of the first commercial passenger jet that revolutionized air travel? Boeing 707, de Havilland Comet, or the Concorde? De Havilland Comet. Which novel by Ernest Hemingway won the Pulitzer Prize for fiction? For Whom the Bell Tolls, A Farewell to Arms, or The Old Man and the Sea? The Old Man and the Sea. Which famous jazz musician was known for popularizing the use of the mute in trumpet playing? Miles Davis, Louis Armstrong, or Dizzy Gillespie? Miles Davis. What was the name of the first color TV broadcast network in the US? NBC, CBS, or ABC? NBC. Which British monarch celebrated her accession to the throne during the 50s? Queen Victoria, Queen Elizabeth II, or King George VI? Queen Elizabeth II. Which technological advancement allowed for the first transatlantic telephone cable? Fiber optics, satellite communication, or the coaxial cable? The coaxial cable. We are at question 40. What was the first major Hollywood film that featured an African American actor in a starring role? Carmen Jones, The Defiant Ones, or Bright Road? Bright Road. Which global event saw the participation of Israel for the first time? The Olympic Games, the Miss Universe pageant, or the Eurovision Song Contest? The Olympic Games. Who was the first female Nobel laureate in physics? Maria Goeppert-Mayer. What new household appliance became a symbol of modern living in the 1950s? The dishwasher, washing machine, or television? The television. What country saw the rise of Fidel Castro as a prominent political figure? Cuba. Which famous architect designed the United Nations headquarters in New York? Le Corbusier, Oscar Niemeyer, or Frank Lloyd Wright? Oscar Niemeyer. Who became the first black tennis player to win the Wimbledon singles title? Althea Gibson. What popular soda brand introduced its first diet version called No Cow? Coca-Cola, Dr. Pepper, or RC Cola? RC Cola. Who directed the famous film Sunset Boulevard that gained critical acclaim? Billy Wilder, Alfred Hitchcock, or Orson Welles? Billy Wilder. What was the name of the mission that helped save Berlin from a blockade by airlifting supplies? Operation Overlord, Operation Vittles, or Operation Torch? Operation Vittles. Who was the famous jazz singer known as Lady Day? Billie Holiday. Which scientist discovered the structure of DNA, revolutionizing biology? James Watson, Rosalind Franklin, or Linus Pauling? Rosalind Franklin. Which international organization was founded to promote peaceful use of nuclear energy? NATO, IAEA, or UNESCO? IAEA. What major event did the first transistor radio revolutionize? Personal computing, space exploration, or music listening? Music listening. What significant first occurred with the launch of the ENIAC computer? The first digital computer. What new American television show became a sensation with its focus on a comic variety format? The Ed Sullivan Show, The Tonight Show, or I Love Lucy? The Ed Sullivan Show. Which artist was known for his surrealist sculptures and mobiles? Pablo Picasso, Salvador Dali, or Alexander Calder? Alexander Calder. What notable baseball player hit a record 500th career home run during the 50s? Ted Williams, Mickey Mantle, or Babe Ruth? Ted Williams. What famous car model was introduced by Volkswagen, becoming an iconic symbol of post-war Europe? Beetle, Golf, or Passat? The Beetle. Which fashion designer became famous for introducing capri pants for women? Emilio Pucci. We are at question 60. What space-related event captivated the world as the first large-scale radar detection was successful? The detection of the Moon, of Mars, or of Venus? The detection of the Moon. What was the title of the first Broadway musical to win the Tony Award for Best Musical? West Side Story, South Pacific, or Guys and Dolls? South Pacific. What iconic brand of motorcycle became synonymous with rebellion and counterculture? Harley Davidson, Triumph, or BMW? Harley Davidson. Which major city hosted the first meeting of the United Nations? London, New York, or San Francisco? San Francisco. Which athlete became the first woman to win 3 track and field gold medals at a single Olympics? Jackie Joyner-Kersee, Wilma Rudolph, or Fanny Blankers-Cohen? Fanny Blankers-Cohen. What was the primary function of the first ever electronic computer, the UNIVAC? Census data processing. What was the first major Hollywood film to be released in the widescreen cinemascope? Ben-Hur, The Robe, or Spartacus? The Robe. Who is the famous boxer known for his comeback fight after his license was revoked? Joe Louis, Rocky Marciano, or Jack Dempsey? Joe Louis. Which famous mountain climber led the first successful ascent of Annapurna? Edmund Hillary, Maurice Herzog, or Reinhold Messner? Maurice Herzog. What popular breakfast cereal was first introduced by Kellogg's? Frosted Flakes. Question 70. Which jazz musician is often referred to as the King of Cool? Miles Davis, John Coltrane, or Chet Baker? Chet Baker. What was the first fast food franchise to introduce a drive-through service? McDonald's, Jack in the Box, or Burger King? Jack in the Box. Who became known as the First Lady of Song and earned 13 Grammy Awards? Ella Fitzgerald. Which construction became the tallest building in New York City after the Empire State Building? Rockefeller Center, the Chrysler Building, or the RCA Building? The RCA Building. What revolutionary medical breakthrough was introduced by Dr. Willem Kolff? The artificial heart, the pacemaker, or the kidney dialysis machine? The kidney dialysis machine. What was the first major scientific journal to publish research on the hydrogen bomb? Physical Review. Which American rock band popularized the doo-wop genre during this era? The Platters, the Drifters, or the Coasters? The Platters. Which painting by Pablo Picasso shocked the art world for its depiction of war and suffering? Guernica, Les Demoiselles d'Avignon, or The Weeping Woman? Guernica. What was the primary role of the early jet engines developed during the 50s? Military aircraft propulsion. Which beauty queen became a prominent actress and later a princess of Monaco? Audrey Hepburn, Grace Kelly, or Elizabeth Taylor? Grace Kelly. What notable technological company was founded as Tokyo Chushin Kogyo? Panasonic, Toshiba, or Sony? Sony. Which famous American scientist developed the first heart-lung machine? Charles Lindbergh, John Gibbon, or Michael DeBakey? John Gibbon. What American art form gained popularity through artists like Robert Rauschenberg? Neo-Dada. Who was the first woman to become a full professor at Harvard University? Maria Goeppert Meyer, Rosalind Franklin, or Cecilia Payne Gaposchkin? Cecilia Payne Gaposchkin. Who was the famous Mexican artist known for her self-portraits and works inspired by nature? Frida Kahlo, Remedios Varo, or Maria Izquierdo? Frida Kahlo. What new public service was introduced in London enhancing public safety? The 999 emergency number, CCTV surveillance, or speed cameras? The 999 emergency number. What major medical breakthrough was achieved by Dr. Paul Zoll? The development of the cardiac defibrillator. Which pioneering rock and roll artist recorded the hit song Rocket 88? Ike Turner, Chuck Berry, or Little Richard? Ike Turner. True or false? Edward Albee wrote the drama The Crucible. False. It was Arthur Miller. What famous beauty product was introduced by Estee Lauder, revolutionizing the skincare industry? Youth Dew perfume oil. What new form of entertainment became popular with the launch of Amos and Andy on this medium? Radio drama, television sitcom, or variety show? Television sitcom. Who became the first person to be declared Miss Universe in the inaugural pageant? Army Kusela, Gladys Zender, or Christiane Martel? Army Kusela. What significant event in the sports world occurred when Sugar Ray Robinson fought Jake LaMotta? The fight of the century, the Valentine's Day Massacre, or the first televised boxing match? The Valentine's Day Massacre. What notable achievement did Enrico Fermi make in the field of physics? Advancements in nuclear reactors, discovery of the electron, or the development of the atom bomb? Advancements in nuclear reactors. Who was the first African American to play in the NBA? Earl Lloyd, Bill Russell, or Wilt Chamberlain? Earl Lloyd. What was the primary scientific contribution of Linus Pauling during this time? Protein structure and chemical bonding. Who was the first woman to swim the English Channel both ways? Florence Chadwick, Gertrude Ederle, or Dawn Fraser? Florence Chadwick. Which groundbreaking children's TV program premiered in the 50s featuring a mix of puppetry, storytelling, and music? The Mickey Mouse Club, Sesame Street, or Howdy Doody? Howdy Doody. Which American novel tells the story of an escaped convict in Georgia? To Kill a Mockingbird, The Killer Inside Me, or East of Eden? The Killer Inside Me. Which artist was known for her colorful and whimsical abstract works? Helen Frankenthaler, Georgia O'Keeffe, or Sonia Delaunay? Helen Frankenthaler. Who was the first actor to refuse an Oscar, setting a precedent in Hollywood? George C. Scott. Thanks for playing this quiz. Drop your score in the comments. We'd love to hear how you did. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.